So signing your first client is probably one of the biggest breakthroughs or milestones for most business owners, especially in service-based businesses with high-ticket services like an agency or so. Obviously, if you own a coffee shop, it's not that big of a deal to sell your first coffee. But for me, or for people in the agency space or in similar business models, it is a massive milestone to sign your first client. Now, as I said, obviously I'm in the agency space, and by God's grace, at least I've already passed this milestone and already signed a few clients, but it did not come easily though. There's a few things that I had to lay down in order for me to actually make that breakthrough. So personally, I got breakthrough. Now there's a bunch of things obviously you have to do to get clients and things you need to implement. It's not just one thing that's going to get you a client. But for me personally, one thing that helped me a lot to actually sign my client was to lay down the idea or the dream of getting paid $2,000 or $3,000 per month for my first client on a retainer. I think there's a lot of misconception, especially for new agency owners, that they can sign a client even for $1,000. For most agency owners, you're not going to sign your first client for $1,000 a month on a retainer, especially in this day and age, because people are so skeptic, towards working with agencies, because so many business owners have been burned by other agencies. Now that's going a bit off topic, but the point is, when I laid down that idea or that dream of getting paid $1,000 to $3,000 a month for my first or second client, that's really when I started to see breakthrough. The truth is, you're not worth $1,000 to $3,000 per month when you're just starting out, and you know that. And if you don't believe that you're worth that much, your prospects will sense that, and that's when the objections will start raining down on you. So accept the fact that you're not going to make a lot of money from your first few clients, and rather focus on actually signing those clients and see the experience that you're going to gain from that, and the case studies, if you do a good job, as your payment. Don't sign them up for free. I've done this, I've tried this, it doesn't work. I've been ghosted every single time I signed a client on a free trial. So never do that. Just go for like a paid trial, like a low fee, something that's not too much, but you have to get them to put some skin in the game. Otherwise, they're not going to respect you, and they're probably going to ghost you after a while. So don't do that, but don't charge them 1, 2, 3, 4K per month. Go for something lower that they can actually afford. So once you lower your price, you're going to have so much more confidence on your sales calls, because you're not going to have this anxiety of, I'm going to ask them this much for my service, and actually I know I'm not worth this. I've never even done what I'm going to offer them, and I'm going to charge them 2, 3K. If you get rid of that anxiety and you make peace with the fact that you're going to charge them a low retainer or maybe a performance-based deal or something like that, you're gonna have so much more calmness over you in your sales calls. You're going to be calm. You're going to have a lot more confidence, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you to close your deals as well, because the most powerful component in sales is conviction. I've seen it in my own business as well. If I try to sell people on my product or my service and I don't speak with conviction, or it's just a day where I'm not feeling great, I'm down, I just can't speak with that much conviction and excitement. Obviously, don't be irritating over the top, but if you don't speak with conviction, and if you don't look excited about your product, your clients will probably also not feel excited. Remember, if that, it doesn't always work like this, but if you have a certain energy to you, you're probably going to carry at least some of it over to your client. So if you're over there and you're not speaking with a lot of conviction, and you're not really excited or energized about what you're selling, then they're going to have the same energy, and that's not going to help in any way. So if you know that you're not charging them too much, or even you're charging them less than what your product's worth, even if you're just a beginner, then you're going to have so much more conviction and confidence on your sales calls. And that's going to make it so much easier for you to actually sign clients. So another thing that helped me out a lot to sign that first client was to just be transparent. I've tried everything. Obviously, that's one of the biggest things for agency owners or business owners who haven't signed their first clients is, what will I say when my client asks me for previous results? And one thing that I've found is, if you speak with enough conviction, your prospects will usually not even ask for a case study or for some of your previous work. They will just take it for granted that you know what you're doing, or they won't even think about that. They will just, because you speak with so much confidence, they have confidence that you know what you're doing, and they're not even going to ask for any previous results. And especially if you have a good risk reversal in place, that's not going to be a problem. For me personally, I just went with the full transparency approach, or that's how I signed my first 2 clients. Actually, I was just fully transparent with them. I told them exactly where I was coming from, but I made sure to transfer an energy of being a hard worker, right? So I told them, look, you will be my first client. Or I didn't actually say it that directly. I told them I'm still very new and I don't really have results that I can show them. But I want them to understand that if we were to work together, I would give them my everything to make this work for their business. And then with that, I signed them on low retainers and then mostly performance. So I got paid in the beginning, but most of my income was made from performance. So for them, they had so much conviction in me because I had conviction in my own ability to make this work. I had this attitude of, I may not have all of the results and experience in the world, but I am so confident in my own ability to figure this out and to make this work for you that there's almost no chance for you to actually lose money or for this to actually not work out. And then with that, I had a good offer as well. And if you have those things in place and you do enough outreach, get enough sales calls, you're going to find ambitious business owners or business owners that sympathize with you and actually appreciate the fact that you're so transparent. Most of them will, but some of them will appreciate it even more and be willing to give you a chance to work with them. So if you combine these 2 things of, not charging them too much, having a good offer, really kind of ignoring the payment. Obviously, you want to have payment to not get burned or ghosted by your clients, but to not be attached to that and rather focus on signing the client and actually gaining experience in working for someone. And if you combine that with a full transparency approach, where you just remember, people appreciate someone who's honest. And especially if you're a young guy, if you're over there and you're passionate about what you're doing and you're respectful towards them, and you show them your product and you tell them, look, you will be my first client, or you will be one of my first clients, but I want you to understand that I'm going to run around the world to make this work for your business. If you come with that approach and, as I said, a good offer, it's going to be so much easier for you to sign clients, because not just because it's going to be easier for them to say yes, but also because the way you're going to carry yourself, you're going to have so much more confidence, and you're also just going to you're going to display so much more conviction in your product and in your ability to make this work for them, which will also lower their action threshold. So I really hope that what I shared with you guys today helps some of you if you don't have clients already or you're in the beginning stages. And once again, not that I'm a super experienced business owner, but this is just something I've passed this point of signing my first clients. And I know that's a big deal or a big thing for most business owners. It was a massive deal for me. I didn't know how I was going to overcome that roadblock. And by combining these 2 things, it made it so much easier for me to actually sign clients. And just delay gratification, because it's going to be so exciting for you to actually work with clients. Let's say you've been trying to get a client for so many months and all you really want to do is just want to get some experience and actually work for someone and see what you can do, because maybe theoretically Facebook ads or whatever your service might be works, but you're not going to really believe that until, or your whole system really, not going to believe that your whole system really works until you do it yourself for someone. So go and get those first clients on a low fee with a full transparency approach. Also, just something that I want to add with the full transparency approach is it also makes it easier for you down the line to, when you have struggles, you can explain to them why you're having struggles. Not you don't want to make them nervous, obviously, but you have more room to actually you have more room for error, right? Because they understand and they went into this partnership knowing that you're not super experienced yet. So I really hope this helped you guys. If it did, I would really appreciate if you can leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Also, check out my Instagram and my TikTok. But other than that, stay authentic and go make your future self proud.